Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Hey, we are live tonight with, there's my audio on the stream. We are live. Let's see what we got going on here tonight. Welcome to the show. We are here in the channel. We are ready to rock and roll. We've got a good show for you guys today. We've got, we are, as we discussed, as you saw in the preview, we are discussing the Elgato Stream Deck tonight. My name is John McLaughlin. I'm with JAmemories, and I'm happy as ever to say that that we are that we're just happy to be here. One of the things that I enjoy doing, one of the things I enjoy immensely is having the opportunity to come each week and talk to you guys about stuff that I like, stuff that I enjoy doing. So we are going to be discussing the Stream Decks. I am currently using the Stream Deck to do the shows, and I'll be discussing some of the benefits of the Stream Deck. But let's first off get through some of the ins and outs of all the show stuff. If this is your first time here, if this is your first video, first off, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. I enjoy these shows. We get the opportunity to go live each week. I skipped last week, and I'll explain why. The reason I did not go live last week was because Thursday during the day, we had at the office a conference to Pakistan. And one of the things required of me is that I had to be at the studio at 5 a.m. So obviously I got up early, and then just we then went live with Pakistan, and we had a lot of problems. The technology we were using was not as stable as we would have liked. We still did the event, but it wasn't as successful as we had hoped. So by the time I got home in the afternoon after work, it was just a very stressful day, so I decided to lay down, and at 6:30 I was planning on getting up to go live, and I decided it would not benefit anyone if I went live that night. So last week I did not go live because of the live conference that we did at the office, and but tonight we're back, and we're excited. We're happy to be here, and we're ready to rock and roll. So I'm watching the stream, so leave a comment in the comments. If you've got a question, feel free to leave that in the comments. I will see it and address it as we go. And yeah, so we've discussed several pieces of my setup. And one of the things about this show is I like talking about my experience, about what I do, how I do my shows, what the experience that I have, and some of the things that I like to do for several reasons. One, it's what I know. When you do something and you do it well, you want to share that experience with people. So that's what we do here at JAmemories. So, and on the Tech Talk show, I get to share some of the things that I enjoy, which is the technology side of a broadcast. A live stream revolves around technology. And when you get into streaming, especially if you're doing things on your own, you want to make your job as easy as possible. You want to make it so that you can control as much as you can at the tips of your fingers. Because the more buttons you have to click, the more likely you are to make a mistake. So if you have a system in place that is, as you would say, easy to touch, easy to do, then you won't have to worry about that problem. So, we are discussing the Stream Decks, and obviously, the first question comes into, what in the world is a Stream Deck? And it's very important to understand that before we start, that this stream is not sponsored by Elgato. This stream is not sponsored by anyone on any company except JAmemories. We sponsor our own shows, we produce our own shows, and we create our own content. So no one's influencing my opinions of the device. No one's telling me what I need to say, the pros, the cons. I'm talking from experience. I've used the Elgato Stream Decks now for 2 years. I actually just went out and purchased a new one. So these are things and tips that I have learned over the years. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know everything about the Elgato Stream Deck. There's a lot out there that's still not, I don't know. And I'll explain why that is here shortly. And you'll understand why that is. But I feel like I do have a lot to share with you guys and a lot of insight that I can give you simply because of the fact that I have been using these in a fashion that I feel would benefit anyone who's looking to expand their repertoire. So, with all of that being said, let's go ahead and take this. So, here's the Stream Deck. This is Elgato's website, the Elgato Stream Deck, and the model you're looking at right now is the Stream Deck XL. It's a 32-button keypad, basically, that you are able to function and do all kinds of functions and control all kinds of software, hardware, and with a few tweaks here and there, you actually can control lights, even cameras, audio devices, and just right out of the box, there is so much that you can control. This is the XL model. It comes built with a stand. You can take the face off and make it flat, put your own customizations on it. This is a gamer who's an Elgato streamer. He's able to customize his stream with all kinds of emotes, functions, and things like that, so that he's able to interact with his stream through that. This guy's looking like he's doing a stream. He's got it's sitting right next to his keyboard and the audio device. And this is a complete studio integration. And that's the beauty of the Stream Deck. They're so versatile. works with the entire system. Completely customizable. All of these little buttons you can customize and make them look whatever you want as you go. There's multiple pages. And it is responsive to the programming that you use. So you can have certain hotkeys that pop up when you open up certain programs, so that you are able to change the functionality of the Stream Deck based on the program that you're currently using. So like they're showing here, Photoshop, After Effects, and then I'm not really sure what this one is, and then you have your desktop as well. So, you got one button can trigger a whole bunch of things, and it's the nice thing about the Stream Deck. You not only have one page, and it looks like you had one page, but you don't have just one page. You've got at least 99 pages built into the Stream Deck. And based on what you do with the software, you actually can customize that to an umpteenth level, because of the fact that you can program it to automatically respond based on what programs, like we said. So that is the Elgato Stream Deck software running alongside of the Elgato Stream Deck itself. Now, the Elgato Stream Deck plugs directly into your computer via USB, and it will run on Windows, Mac, and I believe the software will run. The Elgato Stream Deck software will run on Windows 10, or Mac OS 10.14 or newer. So if you have those operating systems, you can run the Elgato Stream Deck software on your stuff. Now, one of the things that makes the Stream Deck powerful is the functionality of and the power behind the Stream Deck. As you see, I'm using the Stream Deck right here to switch back and forth, but I'm not using the actual Elgato Stream Deck software myself. And that's where I don't know everything that the power of the Stream Deck is, because I don't use the Stream Deck software. There is another software out there called BitFocus Companion. And the BitFocus Companion software will allow you to use an Elgato Stream Deck to control the Stream Deck. And these are all plugins that you can get from that, but we won't go into those. I don't use the plugins. I just use the base program. Now, you go, well, why do you pay so much for a Stream Deck and then not use the software? The reason is, and this is the power of the Stream Deck. First off, BitFocus Companion is a open source free program. Now, what I mean by open source is it is developed by a organization, BitFocus, and they collaborate with users across the world to build the code, and they get support by donations. They get support by not one person and not one organization, but by the community itself who use it. You can donate, but you don't have to. And you can use it free of charge with no contribution to them, and it runs completely open sourced. And with that being said, open source also means that there are bugs sometimes. There are things that you have to sometimes troubleshoot yourself, and that's where the community of users come in that allow you as a user to then come in as a contributor to share your experience and get better at the programs. So one of the things, so I am currently running Elgato Stream Deck with the companion software. So I will let me see this. Okay. Here we go. There we go. All right. So bear with me a second. I need to make some change real quick. Output. I want program. All right. So here's my screen. Okay. The hold on. Let me need to do this. I need to move my camera because I want let me move myself over here and then we'll go over to the other side real quick. So as you can see, these are all of the different companies that have worked with Companion, that have APIs and connectors that will allow you to control these devices via the Companion and then on your Stream Deck. So we've got Seventh Sense Design Data Delta Media Server, and if you're not sure what that is, you've got a little box here that you can unfortunately I can't move it, that tells you a little bit about what you can do and all of the functionalities. And most of the time, if you don't know what something is, chances are you're not using it, so you're not going to really worry about it. But Allen Heath Audio Company has a lot of their soundboards. Analog Way. What else we got? We got AV, Stumpfi. We've got Barco, which is a projector company. Benninger, another audio company, has a lot of their audio consoles on here, being able to control. Let me see if I can move my camera just a little bit more and see if we can in fact, let me go down here right above my name and let's pick on the wing. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I don't want there yet. It's overlay. There we go. So now that I can see everything, let's delete that real quick. I didn't want to actually add it, but put that back there. All right. So, so where were we? We were adding. We were looking at the wing. So come over here to this little thing. You'll pop up a screen. This module controls the Behringer Wing series of consoles. Go over Behringer to get additional information about the console and their capabilities. This is the power of Companion and the community design behind Companion. They have gotten support from the developers and the manufacturers, and they have worked on exactly what their consoles can do, what the machines can do, the technology, what they can do, and then they have put together informational sheets so that you will know, okay, what is the functions that we can control, variables, and we'll get into this in a minute, and then even the feedback, so that the Stream Deck will tell you by display what it's doing. And like I said, we will get into some of that here shortly. So we have Blackmagic Design is one of the manufacturers that have a lot of devices being able to control by the Stream Deck via Companion. So we've got audio monitors, the Atem line, and the nice thing about the Atem line, you can control almost any of their Atem switchers, not just the Atem minis. This is the whole gamut of Atem things, which I actually have two. If you see right here, I've got the Atem, and then I've got an ISO. So this Atem, which is default name, is the Atem Mini Pro, which, by the way, I am streaming off of that tonight. Then we have the Atem ISO, which is the Atem Mini Extreme, which I am using as my main switcher tonight and then I'm feeding that into the Atem Mini Pro to stream. So the reason I do that is normally on my Saturday shows, I'm live on Facebook and YouTube, which if you're interested in that, you can find me over on new Facebook under JAmemories. And we go live at 8 o'clock on Saturday nights with Biblical Reflections. So, what's the basis of the stream? I'm going to shrink this video. You guys really don't need to see my face that big. I want to be able to show you guys as much as I can while we do this. All right. Now that that's taken care of. So, so what do we have? So we have an Atem Mini. So how would you do it? Just like I did with the Behringer Wing, which I didn't want to do. What you would do is you'd come up here and add your device. So just by clicking add, it would add it to the list, just like this is right here. When you first come up, you will see the connectors information, all the information that it needs to be able to figure out what you're doing. So obviously, you would enter the IP address of the machine you're running. You pick your model, and this is where the power comes in. Of you can either do auto detect, and then it would try its best to try to figure out what model you're running. But because of the fact that all of the Atem minis, all the Atem constellations, They all have different functions, different number of inputs, outputs, upstream keys, downstream keys. It's best that you go ahead and pick your model of whatever device you're running so that you get all of the functionality that you have control over at the tip of your fingers. It's very important. So ours is the Mini Pro, so we will stay there. And then presets, we'll get into that. So we'll save that, and now we're connected. Once you have all of your connectors, and they're all connected, right now I'm not running OBS. OBS is a software that we use on occasion for the overlays. Sometimes I do that for playback, but we're not running it tonight since most of this is coming off of my other computer. So we don't need to have that there. So that's why this, but we could disable it and then we would not see any errors. I am running here to record, and that's how I'm getting the chat overlays. So if you want to leave a chat message, go ahead and do that, and we'll see your chat comment on the channel. But so we've got OCS is your generic connector for computer usage, and that's typically just simple commands and functions of computer hardware. I don't use OCS. It's there simply because of the fact that it's recommended, but I don't use it as much. I might get into it a little bit more. VLC player. The nice thing about being able to control VLC player, you can start and stop. You can program buttons to control specific songs, and you can also set volume levels and all that good jazz. So let's go into the buttons, and this is where the power really comes into. Now, one thing that you learn right away is it looks just like the Stream Deck. And this has a layout of a 32-panel Stream Deck. Now, the fact is, you do not have to run a page completely full. These pages, the first two pages are almost full. I've got 2 buttons here that are not used. But you can set up a page without all of this other buttons used. You can do it for whatever you want. This layout right here matches the Stream Deck, the standard size, which is a 15 button push. So you lay out your Stream Deck in this fashion, and then you can control it from a small Stream Deck. Let me show you guys real quick what they look like in real life. See if I can do this. If I can get it over here. Move my microphone. So this one here, it's hard, the cable's not long enough. You know what? Alright, so let me see that. So there you go. So this is upside down. This is plugged in right now, but this is the small one. Let me see if I can get this. So that's the small one, right? So that's the Stream Deck standard size. That's the 15 button controller. And then you have the big one. Just popped off the stand. Trying to do this without pushing a whole bunch of buttons. And looks like I'm not going to be able to do this. Looks identical, but it's a lot bigger. Now, unfortunately, I can't show you guys. So, let me see if I can grab this. And see if I can show you guys a different way. Alright, so assuming I did this right. No, did not. Alright. Hold on, bear with me a second, guys. I need to work something out here. Live TV, live broadcast is one of those things that, you know, when you work out all your stuff and work out your plans, sometimes you want it to work out, but sometimes it just does not. So what I'm trying to do right now is trying to get my camera. Oh, never mind. I don't have my fiber. Yeah, I don't have my HDMI out, so I can't show you guys. I apologize. That would be nice if I was able to do that, but I don't have it hooked up. Okay, well, never mind. Forget that idea. It was a good idea, but it won't work. So, I may do it. I need to work that out later for the next show. Alright, so going back to what we were talking about. Of course. Alright. So we're back here. Alright. So the one thing to know about the pages is on Companion you are limited to 99 pages. I am not sure if you are limited to 99 pages if you use the Elgato Stream Deck software, but you are limited on your actual Companion software to 99 inputs. So, what do you mean? So, how do you go about setting up a page? So, on page 99, you would come up to a button, and you would tell it what kind of button you want. You have several pages. You have a regular button, which is basically your generic button that tells you that you want to do something with that button. So, and then you have a page up, which you see right here, and you have a page number, which tells you the number of the page, and then the down arrow. So we're going to pick a regular button because that's what we want to do. We want to make something do something. So we would enter a text so that it shows up on our Stream Deck with what that is. You can browse with a PNG and change up your PNG, and these are the dimensions right here, 72 by 58 PNG style. So you can change the graphic to whatever you want. And then you come down here to the press actions. Now, before we get into that, we're going to discuss different aspects. You have presets here. So all of the devices that you have on your connectors that are turned on will come over here to your preset section to give you options, pre-built options that Companion and the developers have figured out some of the basic functions that you can do. What are they? So we have the Atem Mini Pro, and then we have the ISO. My ISO is mostly what I use, so I can come up here and I can so what I could do is, let's see, multi-view 1, multi-view 12. Alright, so I can go preview ME1. So if I click that, I now have all of the names of my devices. As you can see, these are actual buttons and communicating with my devices, and these are the names of the inputs that I have on my thing. So if I grab, let's say, primary camera, and I just drag it over there. So now what happened is I now have my P camera, my primary, sorry, this is phone camera, for that would then put the phone camera into preview. So we can go over the presets again and come back here, go back to preview, and we're going to take the first computer, primary computer. Okay. And then do another one. This is my Sony camera, which is, and we'll look at that, why it's green, in just a second. And then we'll take overlay, take that as well. And then just for fun, we'll take bars. Okay. And so these are all preview buttons. So if I hit one of these buttons and take it, it's actually going to put bars in preview. So when I'm looking at my multi-view, I hit a button, it's now in preview. And when you're doing a show, you want to be able to, see what's coming up next. It'll present you with an option for preview. So but we can do better. We could do hotkeys and do all the same buttons in program. Now, one thing you gotta be careful about when you do that. If you do that, if you put a program button on your Stream Deck, which there are plenty of people doing it, because most switchers are built in such a way that they have a preview bus and a program bus. So it's not unheard of to actually do just that and have a preview bus and a program bus. So that way, if for whatever reason you need to hotkey straight to a cut of a picture or something, that's the way to do that. So, but you gotta be careful, because if you have it on your bus as a program bus key, when you hit that button, it's gonna take right away. And let's do that. Let's do our Sony Cam, which is what I'm on right now. I'm going to put that right there. Now, if I come over here, this is the power of Companion. When you're programming your boxes, by clicking here, it doesn't do anything. It pulls up all the information. It tells you what you have, and that's it. Now, I've mislabeled it in the software. It says Sony computer. It's actually the Sony camera. I have not renamed it. But now you can change it down here. You can change it to whatever you want. Once you have it in there, you can change it to whatever you want. Now, so, well, how do we know if it really works? You have this fun little button right here called Test Action. So if we test it, and look at that. It took it. So every time I select this button, it's going to take my camera. So during a live event, we wouldn't want to do that all the time, because obviously it's very annoying when you're testing during a live event to do that. But that's just some of the presets. You also got presets for VLC player. You've got your playlist, and it's got a predetermined number of numbers of clips that you can load. I've only got 5, but you can load more than that. And once you have a key in there, it will allow you to come down here and clip as many as you want. If you have 3,500 clips and you want to play 3,999, you can type that in there. If you type a missed number that's not right, then, let's just say 45, all right? You come up here to the text field, change that to 45. Now it says play 8, level up, wave. The nice thing about it is, let me, we're gonna do another one. We're gonna do VLC player. We're gonna add a stop right here. We're gonna hit play right there. All right. And then let's go over here to this. I'm going to go over here to stop. And all this does is it stops the VLC player. So I'm going to stop my VLC player by hitting Test Action. And I can see over at my VLC player that it actually is stopped. And then I'm going to unmute the VLC player, because I have got another page. I've got the option to do that. And then we just want to see if it works. So let's see if we test this action. There you go. You can hear it in the background. So it does work. And that's the power of, so say I wanted to go in here and I wanted to change it. So I could literally just sit here during a show and change the number. And what did I just do? Oh, I hit something. So I'm on 48. It's playing 45. I'm getting ready to play 48. I want 48, so now I changed the name to 48. And then I come over here and I say hit Test Action. It's now playing clip 48. No longer playing 45. Because it automatically plays You hear that? Which it's, let's go with a little bit more. Let's go 800. I don't know if I have 800 files loaded right now. See, play none available. So let's do 80. So you could use this as a DJ function. You could, find out what number you want, get it loaded, get it ready, and then have two of these so you're bouncing between the two of them. And you're going back and forth, you're fading, you're doing all kinds of things. So that is the power of the presets. It gives you the options of being able to do that. Now, one thing that you're noticing, I'm doing everything by the dashboard right now. I could load up and have the buttons on my programmer, on my actual Stream Deck, and then do everything by the touch of the button. Now, I'm going to show you guys something, and this is what the power of Companion is available. I actually have two Stream Decks plugged in at the same time into the same computer. Now, it is very important. Whatever computer you're running your Companion server on, you have to have your Stream Deck plugged into that computer. But here's the other kicker. You can have multiple Stream Decks plugged in to the you can have multiple Stream Decks plugged into one computer. I've got two. I think the most I've seen someone have is 4, but there may be someone out there who does more. And you can use a Stream Deck for whatever you want. The power of having multiple Stream Decks is each Stream Deck does not have to be on the same page. It does not have to say the same thing. So it's not like you have to have a Stream Deck and you use one, and when you change it, it changes the other one. Stream Decks are independent of each other, so you can have one for your cut bus, one for your audio, one for your graphics, one for your video playback. Use it as a controller for your video playback, and it opens up the door so that you at your fingertips have things available that you can run your show as smoothly as you can. So let's go back into it real quick and see if we can get some other stuff here. I need to go back. One other thing that I need to do this because this is driving me crazy. One thing I want to do, this is the power of the Elgato, the Companion Stream Deck. I have my outputs, right? So with the ISO model, the extreme model, you have 2 auxes. One aux is for multi-view. The nice thing about the aux is you can use whatever you want. I am currently using aux 2 for my program, to my A10 Mini Pro. So I don't want to mess with that, but I do want to mess with my other one. So what I want to do is I want to put my multi-view over here, so I can switch my aux 2 to, aux 1 to my multi-view. I want to then, and because right now I'm using the super source, I want to switch between that. So now I could have this now there, and when I switch between the two, I can quickly see on my monitor the multi-view or my Stream Deck. No, sorry. Actually, I want to see program because I'm looking at program, and so it's yellow right now because that's what's being pushed out on aux 2. Is program. And then just for kicks and gribs, we'll do preview. I'm not really sure what DIR1 is and DIR2 is. I gotta look at that. So we got blank, one computer, first computer, phone camera, Sony camera, playback, H2R, which is the graphics that I use for chat overlays, the overlay computer, which is what I'm using right now. This is the one that you're looking at. Another blank slate. So BLK is black. So if I want to take black for any reason, then I've got bars. So I can take bars up on see bars, make sure I send bars so I can just make sure it's working. Color 1 and color 2. MP1 is media player 1 and media player 2. Those are the overlays. So when you're seeing the tech talk, which is right below here, that's on media player 1. And then media player 2 is the second graphic that I have in there. So I don't know what CFD is. I gotta look at that as well. So I don't know what that is, but I guess I can just take that because this does not affect what's going on program. So now I'll come over here. Now I'm not gonna use the test. It's very annoying to have to keep changing my graphic and checking test graphic. But say you don't have a Stream Deck. You don't have the functionality. Companion has given you options to control your Stream Deck. You can pull up a web browser and use it on a different computer, and then you can open up this little thing over here. I went too far on my mouse. You've got the emulator. An emulator basically creates a whole entire Stream Deck for you. So we were on page 99. So, and if I hit this, I'm now looking at the multi-view. I know you guys can't see that, but I am actually looking at the multi-view. Super Source, which technically this is the view you're seeing right now is my Super Source. Program shows me what it looks like because I got my graphic on. Preview shows me what I've got coming up. And CFD, Clean Feed Display. So Clean Feed is the display that has no graphics, no overlays, and it allows you to, for broadcast purposes, if you do a clean feed out, it allows you to then get your show without graphics. When you're using the Atem minis and you're recording that, I'm not really sure if it's really that important to do that. So, but yeah. So, one thing to keep in mind is that everything comes with a price. Everything comes with a caveat. Everything comes with situations that you want to make sure that you are aware of. And Companion is no different. It's very important that you are aware of the caveats that come with running an open source software. Like I said, there are things out there that people have tried to do. People have tried to make work. and it doesn't always work. And one of the caveats to that is sometimes you get stuck. Because you rely on something. Now, I will tell you, I am currently running the beta version of Companion. They just came out with version 2. They just came out with. I'm on version 2.4. They just came out with the stable version of 2.37, I believe it is. Or no, 3.8. And with OBS, there's issues with connecting with OBS. The thing about an open source program is when OBS updated and 2.37, which I believe is the version that they went. Let me go look at the website. Here we go. Let me look at the thing. Alright, hold on. I gotta log in and then we can do this. So, all right. So as you can see, they are on version 2.31. That is the stable version. This version has, now this may have been, I have not tried this version with the new OBS because OBS just came out with a new version themselves. And when you upgraded to version, I believe 28, the connection to Companion became unstable. So that's one thing to keep in mind is you may be relying on a hard-on Companion to run your shows. And this is where I'm going to wrap this show up, is the fact that there are times that your manufacturer, say Blackmagic, since I use Blackmagic a lot, Blackmagic may release an update to the ATEM minis. And being a good steward of my equipment, I see that they have a new update, it has new features, so I go ahead and update my hardware. I do the firmware update and then I'm sitting there and all of a sudden now BitFocus Companion is no longer working. It is important to remember that just because something worked today or yesterday when you streamed doesn't necessarily mean everything's going to stay stable, everything's going to stay connected, everything's going to work right out of the door. So let me leave you with this simple tip when you are getting ready to program. We just spent the last hour talking about Companion, the power of Companion, the ability for it to be powerful. But it's very important to remember that you need to spend time outside of your live streams putting stuff together. And if you looked at my pages, you would see just how many things are on those pages. And I can go through page after page after page after page of just different things on I mean, this page is completely full. And this is the ISO. You've got different things here. So it's best that you spend time. Figure out exactly what you want to do and spend time. And remember that one of the reasons I go live early, or I may push my stream early, is because it's very important to remember that I want to make sure everything is working. And you see that not everything is working perfectly. In a show like this, where I'm showing you guys things, I'm okay with things not working perfectly fine. But at the same time, I want to make sure that I know if something goes wrong, how to fix it quickly and get out of the mess that I made. Now, before we leave, I forgot to show you guys. I showed you the presets, and we spent a lot of time on the presets. Let's go over really quickly the variables. Variables are just random little bits of code that you can enter to get data into the naming fields. So your label, so for the Atem, you can enter all of this information in there, and it will tell you what everything is. And macros is another issue that we will do. Stills, name of media player, source, and you can get data back from just simply by so let's do this. Yeah, let's I saw some of it, streaming duration. Let's see. So I'm gonna copy this right here, come over to this little button, do a regular button, and then button text, I'm gonna paste it. Okay, so I've been streaming for 152 minutes. I'm gonna change this. Let's see. I don't know if this will work. Yeah. So hours, minutes, seconds. So I've been streaming for 2 hours, 32 minutes, and 20 seconds. So that's how you can get the companion to show you information. Variables also, you have internal. You can get all of this information about. So over here, you have the variable, the description of what it is, and then the current value that will be displayed on the thing. So I'm gonna do a clock here. Let's just do a clock here. Let's do that. I'm gonna pop it over here, do a regular button, and I'm gonna paste that information. And now I've got my internal clock, 9:04. So it tells me, so I can have that displayed on one of my companion buttons, so I always have that available. And you can do this, as you can see, variables for a lot of different things. VLC, you can get the name state, you can get the status, you can get what's being played, the playing item number, and all of that. And the thing is, the nice thing about it is, you can have a button here, and then program it to do something different. So even though it's telling you, okay, this is my stream time, I can actually come in here and we're going to do this real quick. I know I've been long, and if you've been hanging out, thanks for hanging out with us today. But this is good stuff. So what can we do with the companion? So I wanna look at my options. So they just added this with this little option of we can now browse in our system by what equipment is online, and I want to look at the ISO, and I want to look for my streaming, being able to turn my streaming on and turn my streaming off. So recording, all right, start, stop. I want to start and stop my stream, right? So you just find what you want, you hit add, it's now added to my playlist. So it is toggled to what is now there. But I need to know whether I'm streaming or not. I need to know, is it streaming? Is it not streaming? So you come down to the feedback section, and once again we'll go to ISO, and we're gonna look for streaming. All right, streaming, active, running. Let's add that, and okay, streaming. So do I want the state streaming? And so I want it to be red, background green. So right now I'm not streaming on this Atem. So hold on. Interesting, because it says that I've been streaming for 2.5 hours, but yet I'm not streaming. I want to look at something, guys. I'm going to step up real quick. I can look at it right here. Oh, I know why. Because I have been streaming. Anyway, but it says I'm off right now. I don't know why it says I've been streaming for 2.5 hours on this box when I haven't actually been streaming. Now, let's go into a different button and actually see if we can get some feedback. So now I want to know, I want to be able to stop and start my Atem streaming options. So once again, let's look for streaming start and stop. There, it's a toggle, which means it goes from one state and just flips back and forth between the two states. Atem, streaming stay, streaming active, running. If the stream has a specific status, change style of the bank. Add that. So now see how it's green? And then if I would change this, it will it'll update that so that I would know, okay, if it's red, and that means I'm streaming. And then if I wanted to, I could put up another feedback of streaming active and say I didn't want it to be just black when it's stopped. I want it to be green when it's stopped. so that you have a visual feedback at all times of, hey, I've got two distinct colors. Since everything else is black, it also helps me find the streaming key. So, and that's one of the things about that, the functionality. You've got so much stuff here, and that's just a simple button. So you can have one thing on the name, you can do other things inside it. But here's the kicker. Let's go to this button right here. We're going to do another regular button. Say you want to do a complex, a one button start. You want to be able to set up your stream so that you are then, you hit a button and it sets your entire Atems setup so that it's got your overlay, it's got your mics muted, it's got everything the way you want to start your show. And then you move to the next button over here and you say you now want to, so this is your pre-show. And then this button here is your show open. So by clicking on pre-show, you then now have a button that you can set your Atem or whatever you're using, and this can control whatever you want. You can then add whatever you want. So you want your ISO, you want your input to be one thing. You want to make sure that your upstream key inputs are set and certain ones are online. You want to make sure that your audio is okay. You want to make sure your audio mixers, you have 3 mics plugged in. You want to make sure they're all turned off. You add 3 mics, and then you gotta add one more because you have to make sure something's turned on, so you have your music playback on. Then you want to make sure your media player. You want to make sure that the let's see, set source for the media player. All right, and this is just rough. So now we have all of these things built in. So I want to make sure the input is ME1 is media player 1. Okay. Then I want to make sure that the upstream key let's say I want to 4 is key 4, I want that to be my H2R graphics because it's got my I take that back. Yeah, so key 4, fill source, black source, the same thing. I want to make sure that that's on, and then I want to make sure that the key 4 is online, in fact, online. So that way I can get my overlay working. Then I want to make sure that mic 1 is off. I want to make sure mic 2 is turned off. And I know that my primary computer tends to have a lot of audio going through all the time. I want to make sure that that's always off when I start a show. So, but I want to make sure that my playback is on so that I can play music, right? Then I want to make sure that the media player 1 is set so that I have my Tech Talk lower third ready to go. Okay, so I've done all of that. So now I'm not going to touch this now because obviously if I do this now, it's going to actually run through all of these buttons and do it. Now, here's the power of Companion. Say, on a pre-show, obviously you wouldn't do that. You just hit and it'd be programmed. So let's make it easier for us. We're going to copy this button and move it here. All right. Come over here. We're going to rename this to Show Open. Okay. So I want to now change program to my camera. I want to make sure that the H2R graphic is still on. I don't want to change that, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that because I don't need that. The Fairlights, mic 1 is where my mic is. I'm going to turn that on. Leave mic 2 off. Make sure that the Fairlight primary computer is off. We don't use it unless I need it. Playback, I want to turn that off. And then I want to make sure that that's there. But here's the kicker. I want to add some more stuff. I want to add ISO, and I want my key 1. I'm doing this very fast, so downstream key. All right. I want to add downstream key. Right. So then I want to run it. Okay. So I want to. So this is media player 1. I want to make sure that I've got my key in. That's the key I want. I want to have my downstream key 1 to be media player 1, the fill source, media player 1 key, and then I want to run downstream key 1, but I don't want all that to happen right away. I want to delay it. So I'm going to add a 300 millisecond delay. No, actually, that one I want to be 0. I want that to happen right away. But I want this to be 300 millisecond delay. Again, that one can be 0. And this is the thing about programming. You just have to work through. But I don't want it to come on for 300 seconds. There you go. So basically what I did is relative delay. So by doing all of that, I basically said, once I hit this button, make sure all of these things happen, but delay the start of this last button so that it waits 300 milliseconds before it brings in the key. Now you can go as complicated as you want. You can have time running. You can time out your entire show with buttons. You can transition every 15 minutes or if you wanted to, every minute. You can just build in transitions every minute to automatically change your camera shots. You can program it to bring in bugs and switch bugs, take bugs out, change the bug, bring another bug in. You can do whatever you want. You can bring music, you can change music, you can change the volume of things. There's so much that you can do to get your show programmed using Companion. Companion is a versatile tool. And the reason that I do not use Elgato Stream Deck software is because the simple fact that I honestly feel that their software is more keyed toward doing stuff like this. Now, I would be very interested in learning how to do stuff like this using integrations with my software, because you can have the Stream Deck software on your computer and Companion on your computer. You just cannot run both at the same time. Now, there is a plugin for Elgato Stream Deck to integrate Companion and use Companion functions inside Elgato. But I try. They may have changed it. They may have upgraded it and made it a little bit better. But I do know that it was glitchy when I tried it a couple months ago. I have not tried it since. I honestly like what I have and the way it works, and that's really good for me. So yeah, that is the whole gamut of using Elgato Stream Deck for your streams, because yeah, it is what it is. And the nice thing about it, is the fact that you are able to, what you guys don't see is I'm changing my keys, changing my Stream Deck here to just a whole bunch of stuff so that I can get ready to close out the show. Because one of the things at the end of the day is you want to make sure that you've got stuff prepped in such a way that that your stuff is prepped and ready to go. So with that being said, we are going to wrap it up here. Thank you for hanging out with us today. Thank you for taking the time to listen. If you happen to catch this stream on the Stream Deck, go ahead and hit that like button. Give us a thumbs up. And if you like the content you see on the channel, go ahead and subscribe. We go live twice a week. We go live on Thursday nights with Tech Talk at 8 o'clock on Thursday nights. And then we go live again Saturday nights. And so, yeah, we are always having fun. We enjoy doing what we do, and look forward to the next show. So God bless you. Hope you all enjoy your the rest of your work week and have a blessed day. So God bless you. We will catch you later.